Hi everyone, welcome back. I am so happy to be here with you today. Today I am bringing you a huge collection of all of our farmhouse DIYs that we've done over these past few months. I hope you guys enjoy it. And with that said, let's go ahead and hop into these DIYs.
I absolutely love this house. It's so sweet, it's petite, it's absolutely adorable. So let's show you how we can make this. So this is the medium size house from Dollar Tree. These little cute wreaths are from Hobby Lobby. I will either attach the item number, or if I could find a link, I will attach that as well. So as usual, I have to try and take off paper, but you know what? Majority of it was stuck to the back of it. So it kind of did it for me. So as usual, I take my X-Acto knife and I'm gonna go ahead and clean all of that glue up. We do not want any of that. Take our sticker off the back. It was pretty sticky, but you know what? We're gonna paint over that, so who cares? All right, so I'm using Celery by Waverly, and at first I thought I wanted this completely covered, but as I was doing it, I was like, no, I never completely cover it. Let's make it rustic, make it look like it's worn, and so that I left it like that. And with that one, you guys, I'm just using my Dollar Tree paintbrush. Okay, look at how cute this little wreath is, you guys. So I'm taking, they're actually called Queen Anne's. I thought they were baby's breath. That's what I would have called them. But I'm taking these and then I'm just putting them in there. I'm not hot gluing. They just fit perfectly in there. Now do watch out, because see how that one had like a total hole in the middle of it? So make sure you're grabbing those full ones. This DIY definitely made me think of all the other DIYs that come after it. It definitely inspired the rest of my DIYs in this video. And these, you guys, these little wreaths, they come in a pretty big pack from Hobby Lobby. Okay, so I did make a decal, you guys. I mean, I think you could use other stickers from Dollar Tree or something if you wanted to spell out home or anything, but of course I had to be extra and put like a freaking paragraph on there, you know, but that's what I chose to do. So we hot glued the wreath on there. Then I'm going to go ahead and put the decal on. And I'm just using my Vinyl Ease transfer paper that is linked in my Amazon store down below in my description box. We're going to put that away, and the saying is so cute. And thank you for a house full of people I love. A home. Does it say house or home? House. Should say home. I should have changed that. And then of course, you know, I got to cover my back, but yeah, girl forgot to do that in the first place. I should have done that before I stuck the wreath and everything on there, but I remember nonetheless, right? It's gonna be like that one time I don't put it on, that somebody would like pick it up and touch it and like look at it and be like, what's that all about? And then that's when I would fib and be like, oh, well, it came from Hobby Lobby and I got it discounted 70% off because it looks like that on the back. Just kidding, not really. Okay, so let's glue this. I'm using the bigger hot glue gun, not the detailed one, because the detailed little gun from Surebonder, it's not as hot, so it dries really fast. So I'm just taking my time, making sure I don't get it everywhere, and then just putting it right back on. I didn't paint the frame, nothing. It just looked beautiful. I love that it looks natural. It is just so stinking cute. Look at you guys. Hello. Isn't that adorable? All right. I like, seriously, if you can't hear to my voice, I love everything in this video. So I took a spindle, used my miter saw, cut it. It literally cut in the perfect spot. Then I stole those 2 pieces of wood from my husband. If they sit there longer than a week, then it's fair game. And then Early American wood stain. So I chose the wood stain. I didn't want to leave these bare because I am going to basically like dry brush the paint on. So I definitely did not want raw wood. I wanted it to look similar to the spindles. And the spindles, all I did with those is I just cleaned them up with soap and water, because I did get them from Facebook Marketplace. I mean, a long time ago. Actually, I got a huge box of them. Y'all, if you want to do this project, go to like your Habitat for Humanity, check Facebook Marketplace, because you can even buy like a chair, a dirt cheap off either of those places and just knock the spindles right out of them. So just keep that in mind. You could also use the glass ones from Dollar Tree. So right here, you guys, I'm trying to find my center point. Now, initially I thought I was going to stick a nail or a screw in these, but I could not find anything that was long enough to go through this piece of wood. So I keep doing it, and that's okay because it still helps your girl out, okay? So this is what you would do if you wanted to put like a nail or a screw through the bottom of your piece of wood to attach this spindle. But since I did not have either of those things, I chose to do wood glue and then of course hot glue because it just gives you that immediate hold right away so you could keep working on your project. And wood glue, you guys, that Gorilla wood glue, it holds up, okay? So, sorry, I just smacked my lips again. So I'm just making sure that all my sides are even so that I know what my center is, because obviously I didn't use the nail thing. That's fine. And right away, super cute. Already love them. I was almost like, how can we keep them like this? And I could have put those thin, skinny candles in there, but no. Okay, you guys, so I didn't film doing these. These are little round pieces. They're from Walmart, come in a 6-pack for like under $2. I initially was like, okay, let's just use one of these on there and glue it on top. Because before, I thought I was going to use a glass candle holder. Didn't like the way that looks. And then it was like a light bulb. Light bulb, ding, 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 ding. That's a bell, but you know what I'm talking about. Okay, so I'm going to get these wood beads from Amazon. And we are going to glue those all around. Now this takes 19 beads is what I counted, and we're going to use our Amazon detail gun. You guys, I bought like 1,000-pack wooden beads from Amazon, and it seems kind of like you're overdoing it, 1,000 beads, but I really didn't know the sizes. I didn't know what 8mm bead looked like versus a 20. So I figured I'll buy the pack, see which ones I use the most, but I really have found that I use all of them. And it's definitely worth the price. It's under $20. Highly recommend them. For those of you that do not know, down below in the description box, I leave a link to my Amazon store, which has most of the items that I use in there. They are affiliate links, so I do get a small commission at no additional charge to you. I also leave timestamps so you can jump ahead to different projects. And then I also leave a detailed supply list on what I use for each DIY down below. So in case you didn't know, now you know. All right, so we're finishing this off. Again, took 19 beads, and then we are going to, sorry, dandruff, hello. All right, girl. And then let's put some hot glue on top of there. I don't think these beads are going anywhere, y'all. Sorry, the angle on my camera. Look, it's like a moon pie. You guys like moon pies? I like the chocolate ones cold, not the banana. No banana. Okay, so you guys, for the second one, so for the first one, I had a little bit of a space. So I was like, okay, let me space these out. But then it was too tight and I couldn't fit my last bead. So then I had to take them off and I had to try and put them closer together. Now, if this happens, you guys, make sure to peel the hot glue off of that ball because it will not sit even. And I feel like it doesn't take to the hot glue the same. So after reworking it, your girl figured it out and it fits like perfectly. I had to squeeze it just a little bit, but it worked. It worked. Okay. So super cute. I love these. Oh my gosh. Okay. Another moon pie sandwich done. And now we are going to attach the top. So E6000 here, E6000 hot glue. This E6000 was coming out everywhere except the tip. And I still have not gotten one of those like toothpaste rollers. I'm actually sending my husband today just to get me the mini little tubes, hoping that'll help. But seriously, that was horrible. So I would suggest putting this upside down like I finally do right here so that you can get the middle point of your candle holder. See, look, there's literally holes everywhere in this darn thing, and none of it will come out. So you bet your booty that just went into the trash. Yeah, your girl was not messing around with that no more. I was peeling stuff off my fingers for like hours. So there it is. Now I'm taking plaster. I didn't want it stark white, but I didn't want cashew. I didn't want like the yellowy look to it. So I am just taking a 1-inch chippy brush and I am just going light on this. And suggestion, go with the grain of the wood when you're doing it. I just feel like it flows a little bit better. And then going up the sides, it kind of looks stripy right here, but I promise once like the top is done, it really, really comes together. Now I've seen these done on Pinterest and stuff, and I was so excited this is my first time making my own, and I was like, yes, girl, especially because I have tons of spindles, so I better do something with them, right? And then we're gonna go ahead and get those beads. Now those beads were left raw, so I didn't have to put much. I did not douse the beads with paint. You don't need to do that. Just go light on this. And then we're gonna brush it on top and on the bottom. Not like anybody's going to be like putting your candlesticks upside down, but you know what I'm saying. I mean, if you were making it for somebody else, I'd want a finished product. You know what I mean? So look at how gorgeous. And then we're going to repeat the step with this one. And y'all, I just can't believe how good this turned out. All right. As usual, you guys need to let me know which one is your favorite DIY out of all of these today, because I don't know if I could pick a favorite out. I think they're all beautiful. I feel like I pushed myself because obviously I said like I've never made these before, and there's a lot of things on here I've never made before on this video. So yeah, I'm super excited to show you guys. Look at that. It is so gorgeous. I can't get enough of it. And you can do these with any color, like even that green color, the celery that I used in the previous project, would look great on this wood color. All right, so now we are just going to finish these up. Not quite sure why I decided to take you through the entire process again on the second one, but you are welcome. It's beautiful, so you know. So look at how cute, you guys. Perfect. Absolute perfection. I cannot wait to show you how it looks all put together at the end, because just admire them. All right, you guys, are you ready for this sign? Your mind's gonna be blown. So the lady's name is Peppermint Cactus. That's the name of her channel, okay? That's where I'm getting this from, okay? So she gets a sponge from Dollar Tree. She says she cuts it in half, and she uses clear wax by Waverly Antique Wax. Now, I've only watched like 2 of her videos. I think you can do any color like paint with it. You just have to have that clear wax, but I could be wrong. I'm not the pro. Like I said, this was one of those DIYs where I was like, oh my God, I gotta try it like right away. So I went out and bought everything. So these are just the foam boards from Dollar Tree. Then I'm I am just using a black pen, and I am drawing 3-inch panels on these. Now she usually, what do you call it? She usually cuts like the panels and does them, but like I said, I've only seen 2 of her videos, so I don't know if she does like a bigger thing like this. But then she actually uses her acrylic nail, and she punctures like almost holes so that they look like the knots of wood. I obviously don't have acrylic nails, so I used the top of this chalk pen, and it actually worked really, really good. Now, however many you want, that's up to your preference. Okay, here we go. So we need some more clear wax here. And I feel like, I can't tell you how much you're supposed to use because I have no idea. Totally playing around with this concept. I do feel like you need more of the clear wax than you do the antique wax. So I am blotting it on my plate, taking more of the clear wax here. And then I am going to be rubbing this base, not rubbing it. Yeah, basically rubbing it. So you're going to put some pressure wherever, like you see how my two fingers are in front, right there. And I am just rubbing it on the foam board. I am not doing it in any particular way. I do suggest pushing your sponge into like where those little knots are going to be so that they're not white. You want to like deepen them, darken them up. I can tell you that she explains it a lot better. I will leave her link actually up above and in my description box for y'all to check out because her stuff is so amazing. Like, it is amazing. You would never know that it was fake wood. It's just mind blown. So as you can see, you can already see it coming together. And y'all know I work with wood. I do wood sign Wednesdays and I love my wood grain. I am very familiar with what it looks like. And as I'm doing this, I am just like a kid in a candy shop. Like, I am so excited with how this is turning out. I think this is just such a great way for other people that, you know, might not have access to wood. Wood also is raising in prices right now. And I just think it's just such a great alternative and it's so expensive. And you do not need to be a professional. This was my first time doing it, you guys, okay? First time. I didn't know how it was going to go. But I just saw her do this and I was so excited and knew I needed to show y'all this and share her page with you guys. Because I know y'all, when it's not Christmas, love the farmhouse DIYs. So this is something you definitely want to try out. So I am just cleaning up the top. I'm using a razor blade. She suggests using a razor blade, not an X-Acto knife, because it gives you a cleaner cut. So I made this huge decal on my Cameo. So Cameo cuts longer than 24 inches. That is why I use the Cameo. And y'all, check this out. Did you see that? Yes. Yes, queen. Ah, love you. Love you. Okay. So measuring this out. Sorry if you could hear my kids stomping around upstairs. Measuring this out, going slowly. And then I used another piece for my other decal. So this, you guys, is so cute. It is so cute. Oh my gosh. Okay. So this actually worked out perfectly on the bottom. This obviously didn't fit entirely on my Cameo mat, but it lined up perfectly underneath that panel I had drawn. So it was nice. It was straight. Oh my gosh. I get excited about a lot of things in my videos, but like this is so, I mean, like, look at how big this sign is. If I were to have made this sign this big, I believe it was 15 by 30 inches, it would have been pretty dang pricey. It would have been like $80 to $100 depending on what stain, what colors they wanted. And this was like next to nothing. $1 for the board. The sponge was $2. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah. Okay. I'll calm down. Sorry, you guys. All right. Finishing up this sign. I'm just in love. Look at this, you guys. We're going to be the greatest love story this town has ever seen. And I thought this would be perfect for our new home because we're going to be in a new town. So I just, look at that, you guys. Okay, the next DIY that I'm going to be showing you is just an added bonus because it was actually with the first like scrap piece of foam I used. It's the sign in the middle. And so she suggests to use a razor blade when cutting. Now, my first mistake, I left the ruler there and was trying to cut using that as my guide. No bueno. So draw your line and then cut it because it gives you like a flawless flawless cut line. So here, this was my practice board, you guys, before I did the big giant one. So I was trying all different ways of putting those little knots in here, but it was just, it's so fun. It's so relaxing to do them, and it's easy. This was my first board, and I think it turned, look at that. It is so cool. Blown away, mind blown. Yep. Y'all are welcome. Go to her page right now. Or we'll watch my video first and then go to her page. Okay, so I'm cutting these in just 10-inch slats. We're gonna make like almost a planked sign here. I didn't want to waste it. It was too cute, you know what I'm saying? So just finding placement because they're kind of a little crooked. That's okay. And they're kind of really crooked on the sides. So using my advice, my own advice, I am drawing lines, and then I will get the razor blade and cut that. And you guys, this is just those razor blades. You see the clip on the top right that I got at Dollar Tree, and they came in a pack of 4, and I absolutely love them. I love that you can turn them around and then hide the razor part of it for safety. So yeah, get those. They're awesome. They're in the automotive section. So now we're going to flip this around. I am just taking popsicle sticks, or what are they? Tongue depressants, or we'll just call them craft sticks. We're taking the craft sticks and we're hot gluing them to the back so that we can keep these babies together. Oh, I just love this. I love this. And then I'm taking a sawtooth hanger that probably came off a Dollar Tree project, hot gluing that on so I can hang it if I choose to. And look at that, you guys. And this is a stencil. You guys, I'm sorry, I do not know the fonts of this. I had made this a long time ago for a client. And it's welded together in the Cameo, so I can't find out the fonts. So going slowly with this too. I chose to use the black on both of these because I just felt like it popped a little bit more with the brown color. And after we take that off, you guys, it is done. I did the love separately because I ripped the first one. There we go. Look at it. Ooh, it's so cute. Oh, okay. Let me know if you guys are going to try this down below. Let me know. And then send me a picture when you do try it. Okay, so next, y'all, we are going to make this adorable farmhouse chic wreath, which was so easy. So I got this wreath. I forget what it's called, you guys. But I had used this to make a baby mobile when I was pregnant with Everly. Obviously, that went south. I cut all the little things off of it. This is actually fishing line. So we're going to cut all of that off. And y'all, you can use the wreaths from the Dollar Tree, but to be honest, this is from Hobby Lobby, and they are super inexpensive with the 40% off coupon. So now I'm taking the lamb's ear from Walmart, and I'm taking the Queen's Anne from the Dollar Tree. And again, I was inspired to do this wreath because of the one that we did in the beginning in the little house. So the ones from Walmart come in like 2 of these little picks in one for $2. And I'm going to go ahead and lay them out first before I start poking them in there. And that's what I also love about these wreaths. You don't have to hot glue anything because the stems like go into the branches so easily, but like so securely, if that makes any sense. So I'm probably cutting the stems of these down maybe like about 1 inch or so. And then you see how you just kind of wedge them in there, and then you can bend them around, kind of play around with the placement of them. Love these lamb's ear. Whenever I see them at Walmart, because they're kind of hit or miss, I always grab them. All right, so then with this Queen Anne's, I am taking all of the leaves off. I cut all of them off of like their actual bundle. And then I'm going to put around 3, because they come in like these little bunches. You see how they're bunched on one little strand? I'm going to take 3 of them in between each of the lamb's ear. And sorry, I'm out of frame right here, but I promise I don't stay that way. And I think that these, like, well, Queen Anne's, I want to call them baby's breath, look so good from the Dollar Tree. I love them, and I've had them for a while now and just never found anything to do with it until now. And they are just so, like, this is so pretty, you guys. I love the way that this, I love it how everything turned out. What am I talking about? So here we go. Now we're making it a little bit more full, adding another one, so 3 total in between each of these lamb's ear. And again, not using any hot glue. And that's what's nice about these wreaths too, is that you can change them out because you have no hot glue. So once you're bored with this and you want to change it up, or you could even take like the baby's breath out and then replace it with seasonal flowers as the months go by. That's also a great idea too. So obsessed with this, obsessed. And you could use, what are the ones from, oh, I think this is called a willow wreath. Willow wreath, yeah. They do make some like those, I don't know what they're called, from Dollar Tree. So you can use those too. I know they make the skinny willows wreaths too at Dollar Tree. They're just super thin. So look at, we're gonna fill this in just a little bit. Right here, yeah. That was kind of looking naked. Okay, there we go, you guys. Look at how gorgeous. Oh, it makes me so happy. Okay, I threw these in here because this was like on a whim. So like added bonus video. So these are the linen candles from Dollar Tree. And this is the tissue paper. You guys saw me use this tissue paper in the Farmhouse Vintage video. I'll link it down in the description box. So all I'm doing is putting my heat gun on. I am holding it there until I see it kind of get wet so that I know it's just melting just a little bit. And oh my gosh, this tissue paper just goes on and sticks to the candle so easily. I have seen this on Pinterest, I don't know how many times, you guys, and I've always wanted to try it, but was so intimidated for whatever reason. And it was so easy. Now, you guys, imagine being able to do this on anything. On anything, with the Christmas tissue paper, with, I mean, anything. Imagine making like cute little birthday candles. I mean, not like the little stick birthday. You know what I'm talking about. Okay, so now that we have that, I made sure that the seam where I connected it was pretty small too, because if you overlap the paper, it doesn't adhere as nicely. And then I just cut the ends off, and there you go. Look at how cute though. That does not look like it's tissue paper at all. Gorgeous.
Just wanted to hop on, you guys, real quick and say thank you for joining me today. As usual, if you're enjoying this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe. I just wanted to touch base with y'all because, as most of you know, I am getting ready to move. For those of you that are new, we just purchased our new home, our first home. So I am in the process of moving and stuff. So I just wanted to say, please bear with me as my DIY videos are coming out. I will be putting a few of these kinds of videos out too, just to give me some time to move and, you know, experience it and enjoy it and all of that stuff. So just bear with me for the time being. I promise you're not going to get overloaded with these videos, but I just wanted you guys to be aware and be involved in what's going on in my life. And with that said, let's go ahead and keep on with these farmhouse DIYs.
It is going to be super easy. I am starting with a 12 by 12 frame from the Dollar Tree. Took the glass out, and I am taking this turquoise. It's actually like a chalk textured paint. I don't know. I got it on clearance, you guys. And I am just dry brushing. You guys, I'm addicted to dry brushing now. I think it just looks so good on anything, and it's so easy. So I'm just dabbing that brush in and then dabbing it back onto the paper to get some excess paint off. Of course, I'm using my Dollar Tree paintbrush, as I do with all of my videos. And I love the turquoise on the black. It looks so vibrant, very pretty. And next we are going to take our glass from out of the frame, obviously, and we are going to just wipe that down. I didn't clean it with Windex or anything. And I am going to put a coat of the white Waverly chalk paint on here. And at first I thought I was gonna do 2. That's why I poured so much paint. Don't worry, I saved it. But I really liked how you could kind of see through it just a little bit and that it was a little bit distressed. I didn't like it very clean, so I did not do 2 coats of the white, just 1. And then of course my nifty heat gun. And you guys, I'm sorry, I ended up dry brushing some turquoise over this. I don't know why some of my frames do that, but here it is. I thought that would just tie in so well with the turquoise on the frame. So here it is put together. Super simple. If you don't want scratching, you guys, make sure to put polyacrylic over it. I didn't do that. I don't know what I was thinking, but I guess nobody's gonna be touching it if it's hanging up. Then I got this home decal from the Dollar Tree. I love their decals that look like this. And I am going to just cut out the 2 decals. That way I can find my placement on my frame. Just cut as close as you can to the letters and the graphics so you can get a true size of where this needs to go and where it's going to work for you. So now I have this in real time, and I just want to stress the importance of lining these up. They are pretty easy for the most part. I am going to put this image a little lower down on my frame because I plan to put a bow up top. If you don't want a bow, I would smack it right in the center. And now I'm going to put this decal on. They are super easy, you guys. I was able to even like peel it off the sign, as you'll see. But go with your first placement. Make sure you guys clean your workspaces because I got glitter all up underneath that decal. Okay, so lining this up. Make sure, at first I was focused with the top, as you can see, and then realize, wait, that doesn't line up with the O. So make sure any part of the decal that's supposed to touch is. And I also suggest that the 2 pieces of the decal overlap just a hair so you don't have a gap in between the 2 pieces, because you definitely can notice. I've done that before. So there's our home sign with our decal on it. And next I'm going to attempt to talk you through this bow. Okay, so I am looping this up and I'm just trying to get a size reference. This will be different. I did not measure it, you guys, because everybody has their own preference. If you guys want me to start measuring when I do these, please let me know and I will gladly do that. I'm going to cut 3 pieces of ribbon the same exact size. 2 is going to be for our bow, 1 is going to be for our tail. And I'm doing this in real time. That's why this video is a little longer. So then I realized, oh, hey, you might need a tail for that. I believe this ribbon, you guys, I bought it on Facebook Marketplace. And I am making some little tails. I don't know what they're called. And then I'm cutting, I guess, half a triangle out of it, or I guess it's a triangle. I don't know. And that's going to be our tail, so set that aside. Now I'm going to fold these in half, and I am pressing down on that half mark, the middle point. That is going to be a reference point for us. So I fold it, and then I'm going to overlap. You could see the middle point right there. I'm going to overlap my ribbon just a little bit right at that center point. So it's probably, I overlap, I guess maybe half an inch, because you are going to cinch this up. So I'm going to do the same thing, overlap. Sorry, you guys, I need to learn how to do these frames where my hands aren't straight up in the way. You guys, this took me forever to record because I could not figure it out. So I have both of my loops right next to each other, and I am going to basically pinch a little at a time. Pinch it. See, I'm like, oh my gosh, how am I going to show them this? This angle is so bad. So I'm just pinching them together. You could even probably just like grab them all together. And I'm just figuring out where my center point is on these. I think these ended up being like 6 inches long. So see how I just pinched that together? I mean, it wasn't anything crazy. Just pinch, bring them together. And don't worry about, I know I play around with fluffing them out right now, but you don't have to worry about that right now because you're gonna end up squishing it again. So we got 2 of our bows. Now we're getting our tail. Find the middle point of your tail, and you are going to place it at the bottom of your bow while still holding on to those 2 other pieces of ribbon. And then we are going to take a mini zip tie. I stole these from my husband's toolbox, you guys, but I'm pretty sure you can get them anywhere. I will try linking like a Amazon one. So now we have all 3 pieces. We are zip tying all 3 of those pieces together. This, you guys, the zip ties make it so much easier than trying to tie them. And there you go. So you see how my bow overlaps? Because if you don't have them overlapping, that bow is gonna just fall apart. It's gonna come out. So now we're gonna take our bow, and we gotta make a middle part because we need to cover that zip tie up. So I'm just cutting a little piece of fabric, placing it in the middle, and we are going to just hot glue the back. I don't suggest hot gluing the front of it because it will make like a hard little spot, but you do you, okay? This Monday. If you guys haven't gotten these finger protectors from Dollar Tree, 3-pack, and they're amazing. Like, I've put them straight on like fresh hot glue and you do not feel it. Okay, and there's our adorable bow. You guys, I promise I'll work on the framework for like the taping of it. And now I'm just gonna hot glue that to the middle of our frame. And there we go. It's done, you guys. It's all done. Well, not yet. Now I have to play with it, fold it up, and I did not measure the middle of my tail, so it was uneven, but that's okay. I love wire ribbon because you can play around with it like that. And there's your sign. How cute are you? And I like it because when it's at a certain angle, you can't even tell that it's a decal. You can't see that shininess of the decal, which I love. All right, our next DIY number 2, which is the one that I told you my husband thought was already made like this, is our tray. So I got this sign from Hobby Lobby, $4.99, originally $17.99. You guys, they are having the best clearance there right now. Go, go, go. Okay, I knew I could do something with this. I knew it, and I was so happy. So we're gonna take off our hardware. I basically cut out a lot of this because I'm using a flathead screwdriver, which definitely isn't what I needed, so it took me 10 times longer. And you're going to take those off. Make sure, as I say in all my videos, save the hardware. You could use it for something else. Now we need to cover those holes and the groove marks the hardware left. So I'm taking this spackle. I believe I got this at Walmart, you guys, but Dollar Tree sells it too. So just go to Dollar Tree, okay? And you're gonna take a nice healthy amount of it and spread that over. If it is raised, do not worry because we are gonna sand this down. You just wanna make sure that you can't see those holes anymore and you can't see those grooves. So just repeat that on both sides. If you happen to find this, go now. Seriously, the clearance is crazy. And I have to take a break because my son made me lunch and he got me a drink. Oh, I gotta get my ice cream too. Okay, back to work. I love having babies. They just brighten your day. Okay, and as you can see, this pink turns to white when it's dry. So that's nice and easy. And now I'm going to sand that down nice and smooth. You want it flush with your frame. So just keep sanding it until all of like the bumpy ridges come out. And now I am getting my painter's tape and I am going to tape this off because that bottom part I am going to want white, but everything else, the bottom, the frame, and the inside of the frame, I am going to do gray. So take the time and do it right, and you'll see why I say that later. Okay, so here I am. I am using Elephant Waverly chalk paint for this. I do 2 coats of it to fully cover it up. And I do 2 coats on everything, the frame, the inside of the frame, and then this outside. And then my trusty heat gun. Yes, 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 love that baby. Okay, now I'm doing the top, the bottom, and the frame. So just keep sanding it until all of like the bumpy ridges come out. And now I'm getting my painter's tape and I am going to And then I'm gonna go in the inside of it with a flat paintbrush. It was just a lot easier to get in there because the wood of the frame was a little rough. So you'll see me do that eventually. I feel like I'm a hot mess when I'm like crafting. I watch all these other YouTubers and they look so neat and their workspace is so neat. And then here I am like Hot Mess Express. I just do what I can, you guys. Oh, look, it's my heat gun again. It's like my best friend. Okay, I am kind of embarrassed to show you this, but I'm doing it so you learn not to do my mistakes. I got excited and I got lazy and I was like, you know what? I'm just going to use this card and I'm going to paint white instead of taping it off. Well, you know what? Don't do that. Do not do what I do, okay? Do it right the first time, because I got paint on the side. It took 10 times longer when I could have just taped it off, which I do for the second coat. This is embarrassing, you guys. I do not know what I was thinking. Not at all. Okay. There, Mama's getting smart, you know. I'm getting smarter. And I go ahead and just tape that off because I was like, I am not doing that again. I am going to be smarter. Work smarter, not harder, right? Oh. And then you got to take a break to Mom, okay? That's my life. Mama comes first, crafting comes second. And he loves to be a part of it. He's so cute. That's Everett, and Everett is going to be 4 in July. So now I'm taking some wooden beads because I want to make handles, and I will go ahead and link the beads that I bought from Amazon down below. But you know what? I don't even think the big ones came in Amazon. I think I got these at Joann's with a coupon, actually. I am actually putting them on a flower, the wire ribbon for florals, because I want to try and see how many beads I want to use on each side. And also it is going to make spray painting them 10 times easier, which I do not show. I thought that would be boring, but I ended up doing 6 beads on each side. And now I'm taking these, our little legs that we're going to use, and you don't even have to put the legs on. And I'm using ink, which, you guys, the whole work smarter, not harder. I could have spray painted these along with the beads. I don't know why I hand painted them. Oh, I think I need to like think these crafts out way more. Because I definitely didn't have to spend all that time on hand painting these because they look exactly like the spray paint did, to be honest. But I do clear everything, you guys. I cleared, so here's my beads. I love matte spray paint. It covers so, and it dries so fast. And here's our board. I cleared everything, you guys, with a matte clear spray. Even the board, the legs especially, because that's what was going to have contact the most. And now I am getting measurements because I want to drill holes on the side because I want to make handles. And I do that on both sides, y'all. And then we are taking our twine. Is it twine? Is it jute? I don't know. And I'm just tying little knots in it. Made the holes small enough. You guys can even, if you don't have a drill or anything, I don't want you to have to go out and buy stuff. You can always get handles that you may have and just use E6000 and hot glue and do that to the side of them as well. And now I am stringing my 6 beads to each side, and I do leave a lot of length on the twine because it gives me, it allows me to tie that second knot a lot easier and closer to my frame, if that makes sense. Because if it was short, it would be way harder to try and tie that knot. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to repeat that step on the next side. And I left like a little bit of that twine sticking out because I thought it was cute. I don't know. Okay, so here it is. Those are our bead
handles. They look so good. And this is a decal that I made on my Cameo silhouette. I love my Cameo, you guys. You could get used ones on Facebook Marketplace too. You do not have to buy brand new. So keep that in mind. I do not know why I use this darn silhouette transfer paper because I cannot, it's just not the best. And I'm sure it comes in different tacks too. This is just one I had. And we are going to apply our stencil to the tray. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. And there we go. And you guys, no, we're not done. I got to get those legs on there. And you guys don't even have to put the legs. After I put the legs on, I kind of was like, you can't really see them. But you know what? It adds a little, it ties more of the black in. So look at how pretty that looks. Like that looks hand painted on there. It looks like I bought it at a store. I'm going to give myself when I stop. Oh my goodness. It's Monday. Okay, so I am taking the legs, getting some E6000, some hot glue, and applying those right to the corner. So it worked out great. And I'm going to repeat that step for all of them. And you guys, funny story, Facebook Marketplace, somebody was giving a whole box of, their dad actually made little doll houses. And she said he had a box of all this and she didn't want to just throw it away. And it just has random like knobs. I found these in there. It's amazing what you can find on Facebook Marketplace. All right, and that is our serving tray decor. You could even prop it up and just use it as a sign. Here is how I have it displayed right now in the kitchen. And I mean, it's tough. Like I had like my coasters on there. I had a bottle of wine and a little glass and could totally hold it, and it feels secure, safe, and it's just stunning. Absolutely stunning. So you guys, if you enjoyed watching this, please make sure to hit that thumbs up. Please subscribe. It helps my channel out, helps me out. Mama wants to do this full time one day. Project, we're going to be making this Rise and Shine Mother Clucker sign. It is so adorable, very farmhouse. I am going to be taking these bamboo cutting boards, which you guys, I wish when they were out, I bought like all of them because now you can't find any. And Waverly chalk paint, a stencil I made, ribbon of your choice. I'm just taking a chippy brush, you guys, and I am going over this messy. That's what's nice about farmhouse. You don't have to be nice and neat. It could be distressed. It doesn't have to be perfect. And I'm all about that. And now I'm using the heat gun because I don't have the patience and I got to do it when the kids are busy. And as usual, I am going in with my favorite brush from the Dollar Tree, and I dabbed some of this mineral Waverly chalk paint off, but I kind of went in heavy-handed, but you know what? It all works out in the end because once it's all put together, this looks so good. It looks like wood grain to me, and I absolutely love it. And this is my first time trying the mineral chalk paint. Love the color. I'm going to be using it a lot more. And I am just dabbing it in my lid, dabbing it on my cloth, and then going in with it. Usually I don't go that heavy-handed, but I'm okay with it this time. And again, my heat gun. You guys, you got to pick one of these up. If you're a crafter and you don't, oh, can you tell I'm a mom? I'm like doing the heat gun. I'm twisting the top on. Okay, and here's our decal. I get all of my vinyl from MidwestHTV.com. They are a smaller company. Their customer service is amazing. The shipping is super fast. And for contact paper, I just use the Dollar Tree contact paper. Works great. Doesn't come in a huge roll or anything, so that's the only downfall. But if you're like me and you reuse your contact paper, then you'll be fine. And here I'm just applying it, pressing it down, making sure it is securely on there. And then we are going to remove that contact paper to see this beautiful glossy blue stencil left on there. I really love this stencil and the saying, and I love that I chose blue because, I mean, I'm all about the black and white, trust me, but Mama loves some color, okay?
So then we're gonna go in with this bow. You guys, I am an addict on Facebook Marketplace. I'll get back into that, hold on. So I'm using twine. I had already drilled holes in these. I would have to measure to see how, like, where I put them on there. But I did it with actually all my boards because they were supposed to be made for something else and never happened. So I'm tying this because I'm going to use it as my hanger. Cut that excess off and we don't have to worry about it because our bow's going to cover that. Then you guys, for the bow, I'm sorry, I tried to slow this down but couldn't. I am going to make this into a loop, basically. I am folding it in half so I could see my center mark, and I'm going to overlap the two pieces in the middle. That way, when I scrunch it up in the middle and tie it off, I have both pieces inside there so that my ribbon or my bow doesn't fall apart. And right there, I didn't have it overlapping enough, so I had to take it out, retie it, because you don't want that bow coming apart on you. And this is a wire fabric ribbon. I don't know, you guys, I get everything on Facebook Marketplace. Some lady was selling a bunch of her ribbon for like 10 bucks. Of course I got it. This is the boxwood from Walmart. It is 97 cents. I haven't been able to find it in a while. Let me know if you could see it at yours, because I have not been able to find it for a couple months now. Now I'm just gonna hot glue this on. I kind of gauged where I wanted it to be by putting the bow on and playing around with it first. And then I'm gonna put 2 on each one. And that's why I put my stencil, or my decal so far down, because I knew I wanted this greenery and the bow, so I know I needed the room. And I'm using my finger silicone cover from Dollar Tree. These are awesome. I think they come in a pack of 3, so grab them if you find them because they work great. And I like how even though I have it on my finger, I just use my other finger to press it down. I'm a hot mess, you guys. And then we are going to put our middle on our bow, which is super, super easy. I do make a lot of different bows. If you guys are interested in seeing how I make bows, please let me know down below and I can do that. And the easiest part, hot gluing this, you guys, and we're gonna be done. And it came out so cute. Now I want to make a bigger version of this with pine wood that I have. I think it would look so cute. Okay, on to DIY number 2. These farmhouse coasters, you guys, these are so adorable and so easy. I am obsessed with them. So you're gonna need the corkboard, Mod Podge, your tiles. I get mine from Home Depot. And then I got this scrapbook paper from Hobby Lobby, and they were having like, I don't know, 6 for $1, or I don't know, something, or they're 69 cents. So I'm just measuring my tile, which these are 4.25 by 4.25. So I actually cut my paper down to 4 by 4. That way I don't have to worry about the paper sticking up, because the tiles do have like rounded edges. So I just want it to sit on top of it. So I'm going to go ahead and make 4 of these. I'm going to keep all my scraps because you never know when those are going to come in handy. And I am going to be very generous with this Mod Podge, you guys. Okay, we're going to put that on. Make sure your tiles are clean, they don't have any debris on them or anything, because you will see that. And then I am putting the Mod Podge on our scrapbook paper, and then I'm going to apply that onto our tile. Now it does kind of move around a bit when you are first putting it on there. So as you'll see me doing, I kind of hold the bottom in place while I'm putting that first layer on top, and then it's good to go. It doesn't move. Make sure you're getting those bubbles before you put this top layer on out of the paper, or else you're gonna have a bubbly mess on your hands. So this is nice and smooth. I am making sure to get those edges so that they do not pop up, and I'm going to repeat this for all 4 of our coasters. And you guys can leave it, I think on the other coaster tutorial I did, do you guys know that I love coasters? So this is how it looks just with the Mod Podge, which you can totally stop there. I'm just extra, okay? So I'm using this clear glaze. I saw this on Pinterest, so this was my first time trying it, but you guys, I love it. Make sure there is nothing on there. Now I am putting this on a piece of wood. That way I can transfer it to another spot to dry and don't have to touch the actual tile itself. These you just put on even coats, make sure you're overlapping, and it'll look like glass on top of it. And then I'm gonna repeat that with all 4 of them. And if you guys see bubbles or anything, you could go over it one more time. You see that glassy effect it gives it? And I feel like it's another layer of protection too if you're gonna have watery, you know, glasses on it, things like that. So now I'm taking the sticky crafter square, what do you call it, cork board or whatever. The only thing that's unfortunate about these is you can only get 2 squares out of them because of like the rectangle shape that they sell them in. But I'm not gonna complain because I could use that for a ton of different crafts. So I'm gonna cut 4 of these out. You guys, I'm trying different angles on this camera, you know, starting out with YouTube. So if there's one you prefer, let me know which one looks better because I don't know. Okay, so I got all 4 of these done. I am taking the back off and then I am putting hot glue on the edges. The first pineapple coasters I did, I just used the sticky and didn't put hot glue and noticed that the edges of them were starting to pop up. So I went in and applied hot glue. So this time I'm just like, okay, sticky is good, but let's reinforce it with some hot glue. Whoa, okay. Hello, next project. I am doing this. This is super easy, you guys. That's why I'm rushing through. I had a metal sign from Michael's and I've had it forever. I got this decal online and I'm just putting it right on top. That's why I said this is an extra bonus because it is just so easy. It's like cheating, I swear. And I'm just going to apply this. Watch out, you guys. This thing is sticky. This was actually my second time doing it. The first time I laid it down and it was not where I wanted it to be. So that's it. That was DIY.
Got a little something right here. Hang right here.
Here we go.
Got a little something. Yeah. That's what happens when you're little mom's craft room.
All right, DIY number 3, 4. I think this is 4. And it's beautiful. It is my favorite piece of them all. And you know what? I thought it wasn't going to be my favorite piece because of the way it started out. But it is so beautiful. I'm going to leave it in my room on that nightstand. So I took the glass candlestick holders. And I'm taking 3 of these frames. Now I chose these frames because of like that texture, the ridges on them. I thought it would be beautiful and stand out a little bit more instead of a flat frame. And more scrapbook paper from Hobby Lobby, I believe. And this looked like plank wood. And now I'm taking Waverly Elephant chalk paint and applying it. So this is where, you guys, I was like, oh my gosh, this is not working for me. So I applied the chalk paint to these and I did it for both, obviously. And as it was drying, I was like, geez, you could still totally see through these. So of course, I'm gonna go back in. I'm going to do a second coat of them. And I even dried them with my heat gun to get like a fast dry on them. Thought they were completely dry. I really do think they were completely dry after I did this. But when I was doing the second coat, on some spots, it started bringing up the chalk paint and like taking it off. So then I got frustrated, but after the second coat, we were good. Okay, so now I'm taking apart our frames, and we are gonna go ahead and paint those the same elephant gray color. And make sure, you guys, to get your outer part. And if you're OCD like me, even though it was so thin on the inside, it still showed gold. So make sure to get that inside of your frame too, so you don't have any gold or silver, whatever, peeking out. They do still currently have these frames in stores, so they're still available. You can still get them. And I am doing that for all 3 frames. And make sure you guys get everywhere. I don't know how, but on the 8x10, I was missing like chunks off of the side. I don't know. Maybe it was where my finger was. I have no idea. But make sure you double check your work. I know they're only like Dollar Tree projects and stuff. But for me, I feel like if you're going to do it right the first time. Just because it's inexpensive doesn't mean it has to be unfinished, I guess you can say. Treat it as if you were selling it to a customer, because you'll have a lot more pride for it afterwards. So now I'm taking the glass. I was going to use the paper, but figured this is going to be so much easier. And I traced those out to get the insides of our picture frames. And we're going to repeat that step for all 3 of them, of course. And I got the 8x10, 5x7, and 4x8 for these, you guys, which is pretty standard for a tier tray. And I still want to make like the really big ones out of the pizza pan. I still have not done that one, and I'm going to, because I want it by my coffee pot and all of that stuff. Okay, now we have to take all of this stuff off. Just be careful. Take your time with it so you're not ripping the entire backing, because it is so thin. And make sure to keep those little black hanging hardware, okay? Because you can reuse those. We can reuse everything, you guys. And now we're going to put our stuff back together. And I put it on like the tannish looking part on the outside just because it looked a little better. All right, this is when I'm like, I still despise these candles. So I am taking the white Waverly chalk paint and I am dry brushing these. Gosh, my voice sounds weird. I'm dry brushing these all around, and for some reason they were like absorbing the paint, which is fine. So I had to kind of go over them again, but I am so glad I added this extra detail to it, because as you saw in the video, it just brings the entire tray together with the white and the gray and, you know, the farmhouse concept. I absolutely love. I should have just like left these and used them as candlesticks holders because they're so beautiful. I might go back and make some candle holders with these. Not like with these, guys, you know what I'm saying. You know what? You picking up what I'm putting down? Okay. So this is me. I had to go back over it, add a little bit more white, and now we are ready to get started on putting these together. So word of advice, do not eye these. Measure them out. So I'm going crisscross to get my center point. I made a previous like tiered tray thing with the lemons, and I totally eyeballed it. It was my first time making it, and I eyeballed it. And then my husband was looking at it and he goes, "You realize that is completely crooked, right?" And I was like, "No, it's not. It looks fine." So then I like actually stepped back from my table and I'm like, "Oh gosh, that is totally uneven." So it's like in the corner of my thing. Oh, anyways, long story short, it was crooked. So I'm using E6000 here, and I'm using hot glue. And I have the wider part on top because you want it to support that next tier better. Okay, so if you put the thin one, you're not going to have that much support. So that is why it's upside down versus right side up. So we're making this X again, you guys, on the back of the other frames. And I'm being OCD this time and like literally measuring every side so that I know it is not going to be crooked. So if you're like me, you'll probably end up doing the same. Okay, so I'm putting these upside down, doing more E6000. It's going to be the same step for all of them, you guys. And hot glue. And this time I'm going upside down. This way I could see where I measured and where the center was. So for this one, okay, this one I just went ham and was like, I could probably do this one. Look, I'm like, whatever. Okay, you guys, and that was the tutorial. Farmhouse beautiful. You can put it anywhere within your house. I think my favorite is definitely the tier tray and the coasters. I love this tray. Number one, this decoupage vase, which is absolutely gorgeous. This is from the Dollar Tree. Now, you guys, I think I told you in the last one, I used to soak my vases and they would take forever, or anything from the Dollar Tree with a sticker on them. Then I learned to use the heat gun. Now, if there's sticky residue still left on it after wiping it, you just take the heat gun again and you get that all soft. Get your rubbing alcohol, clean it up, and I will show you how gorgeous it looks afterwards. Like super clean, flawless, awesome. And she clean, and we're going to paint her, so let's clean that. Then I'm using this matte Rust-Oleum, and I'm going to try to do that trick where I snap my fingers and all of a sudden, you know, it's painted. Look at that. Look at that, you guys. I do magic tricks too. You're welcome. So I got this tissue paper from Dollar Tree, and y'all, I just went there and they still have it. So go snatch you up some. Okay, look at these gorgeous colors. Mint green, peach, and then they had like this branch one in there. This is gorgeous. So all I'm doing is taking it and I'm just kind of eyeballing how much tissue paper I'll need, because you don't want to try to use the whole thing, or, you know, if you like the wrinkled textured effect, you do you. So I'm going to be doing this in sections. So I got my Mod Podge, and you guys, make sure you're tapping this on. I tried kind of rubbing it down and it tore the tissue paper right away. So that's why you'll see me doing the tapping motions versus kind of trying to smooth that down. And because I ripped it, that's why you'll see my seam. I had to cover it, so you'll see that when it gets there. So make sure to get like that curve in the vase very well. Tuck a little bit up on the rim. See how there's a little bit that I put inside the vase? And after we're done with this, you guys, we need to let this layer dry. Usually I just kind of go on top, but since this is so thin, we don't want it ripping. So after we're done, we're just going to let this completely dry before we put a second coat on. So this is my seam. Now mine, y'all, it looks busted, okay? But if you didn't rip it, then you wouldn't have to layer like I did. But you know what? It adds texture, it adds dimension. I think I say dimension in every single one of my videos, but it's cool. Now your girl dipping her finger up in the Kool-Aid and just like rubbing this down with the Mod Podge. I mean, why not? Couldn't get my paintbrush to fit in there, so sometimes you gotta sacrifice a finger for crafting. Ain't that the truth? Jeez. All right, so now that I'm done with that, we need to cut all of that excess off. So just taking my scissors, cutting that down, and then we're going to cut the bottom off as well, because you obviously don't need that much tissue paper on the bottom, okay, girl? I'm like obsessed. Y'all, I told you, if you're new to my channel or if you're an OG, y'all better ask for a tub of Mod Podge for Christmas if you're going to be sticking around, because I use a lot of it. All right, so now I'm just trying to get those corners down on the bottom. And I did blast it with the heat gun just so that I can set it down on something. And we're gonna put that away. Now here she is, she's all dry. And I'm sorry, you guys, I cut super fast to the next DIY, but all you're gonna do, put a second coat on, let her dry, and I will show you the result at the end like I usually do. Now this next DIY that's coming up, you guys, it's just a bonus DIY. I mean, it's so simple, and I was trying to use that entire sheet of tissue paper. So I'm taking the wood slices from Arteza. I will link them down below along with a coupon code for 10% off. And all I'm doing is putting Mod Podge on top of it, and then I'm laying the tissue paper on there. These, you guys, look so high end and so gorgeous. Like, I need to start selling my coasters on my Etsy shop, because I literally have like 10 sets in my house. Okay, now that they're dry, we are going to tear off the excess, which was so easy to do. And then we're going to Mod Podge over that. And that's it, you guys. Let them dry down and you guys have yourselves beautiful, stunning coasters. Or you could even like drill a hole in them and use them on like the garlands. I don't, gosh, they're so, y'all know that I love me some wood grain, and these, I'm so excited about them. So now I need to put away the last ones I made and then use these. I don't know. Okay. So now we're going to be doing this vintage pumpkin, and y'all, I swear, I picked these up like 3 weeks ago. And after I was done filming this video, I'm upstairs with my husband, we're talking, and I get on Facebook, and the first thing that pops up, first off, it's super freaky how your phone does it, but Barb from the Shabby Tree had popped up, and she was making this silver, she called it a silver pumpkin with these trays. And so I swear my idea was original to me when I had it, and then I saw her and I was like, oh man, people are gonna think that I got it from her. But you know what, we all get our inspiration somewhere, so I'm cool with it. So here's our silver trays. I'm getting Celery by Waverly, and I am brushing this on the edges very lightly. Like, I'm not gonna put a bunch of paint on here. And then I'm kind of going in circular, I guess not circular, this is an oval, but you know what I'm saying. And I want those brush strokes there. I want them to add that texture, that dimension, that, I don't know, I feel bad for always saying dimension, but I don't know. What are some other words, you guys, I'm looking for here? I want those brush strokes. All right, we'll just say that. All right, you guys, it's like 6 in the morning, so don't mind me. Just drink more coffee. And we want this light. I'm not going in with a second coat. Remember, like this, we want it to look vintage looking, rustic. And here, just like I paint all my other pumpkins, I start from the outside, go inside, kind of give it a shadow effect. And I'm using a silver by Arteza. The chalk paint grays I had were way too dark, and I just wanted something just a little lighter that would add it. So here we go. I'm using my Arteza measuring mat, and I'm lining it up. I always use my mat, I swear. I can't stand uneven lines. So all we're doing is placing the two bottom ones together, putting hot glue directly on that. I do have like a pad behind in case hot glue drips down. Watch out, you guys, because these platters get really, really, really hot, okay? So warning, warning. All right, so now we need to add our cute little pumpkin stem, and these are the branches from Dollar Tree. And just adding some double security with that hot glue. And now I am going to douse this stem with hot glue, put it on the front, the back, the sides, everywhere, and then y'all just leave it alone. Just leave it alone, let it dry, and I did just that, okay? So here she is, super vintage. This ain't your grandma's pumpkin, girl. She is looking high end. Okay, so we're gonna do a bow. I did measure these out. The bottom, the actual bow itself is 12 inches long, and then the bottom ribbon is 8 inches long. I'm gonna cut this in dovetails, and then I am going to show you in real time our bow. So I always bend my bows in half just so I can find its middle point. And then right here, we are going to push it together in the middle, and then we're folding our sides down. So again, pushing it together, fold your sides down, and then you need to hold it there. Hold it, hold it, hold it. If you're not somebody that you think can hold it, then you can use like a little clip, you can use a zip tie, you can use needle and thread. And now I'm just gonna connect these. Do you see how I just brought it together? That's all I did. Super easy. Now, usually, y'all know I love my zip ties, and there's one over there to the left. You could see it, but I was like, you know what? Let's show them a different way they can do it. So I got my twine. I love using twine for the center of bows. It's just so much easier, and I think it adds It's a little bit more rustic. So all I'm doing is wrapping it around, you guys, and this holds it in its place. Just like if you were to take a sewing needle and put it through the bow, this does exactly that. And all I'm gonna do is hot glue this side down. We're gonna cut the remaining excess off of this. And then we are going to get that other side that's in the front, and we're just tucking it in the back, and the same thing, just hot gluing it, and then you're done with your bow. And these are so easy, you guys, to do. I mean, this is a classic bow. You could do this with fabric, you could do it with other ribbon, anything, okay? So let's fluff her up, fluff her up. And we are going to hot glue her, and she's done. And super pretty, classic. We didn't overdo it. She's stunning on her own, girl. All right, look at how cute this is, okay? So coming for a spell, you guys, guess what? This is gonna be reversible. You know I love reversible. So let's take her apart. Save that for later. Now I'm taking Territorial Beige. This is the synthetic brushes by Apple Barrel. It's $2.47 for a 3-pack at Walmart, and y'all, they are awesome. And they come in 3 different sizes in the pack. Grab you some of those. Then I'm just taking some foam board and drawing the panels back. And can you just watch to see how crooked this goes? Because I was laughing so hard because I thought I got these pretty straight. Oh, your girl, hot. But look at that. How, like, what was I thinking? Was that, oh goodness, now look at it. Yeah, that is not straight, girlfriend. So this is the crackle medium. Yo, I'm obsessed with it. Okay, so I just pour mine on. But keep in mind, this stuff is super thick, so you have to work fast. I would recommend, if it's your first time using it, pour it in a bowl and apply it. Now you have to wait until this fully dries, okay, before you can do anything. You have to use acrylic paint with it. Now y'all, this heat gun, a subscriber told me if you apply heat to the crackle medium that it crackles even more, and I was not disappointed. She was correct. I was obsessed. Now I'm applying white acrylic Apple Barrel paint to it. Now the bottle says to always use contrasting colors, so that's why I painted the bottom the beige color and then went on top of it with the white. And you can see why they say to do that, because as it crackles, you see that base color on there. And I'm going to be using this a lot, so y'all better just grab you some, okay? This one was by Folk Art. Use a coupon, go to Michael's, Joann's, they carry it everywhere. And your girl has to clean up the back of the sign because we want it to be reversible, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, love the crackle medium. Look at, you guys, how gorgeous that looks. Do you see that? And it's not like it's gonna flake off or anything. Like it's on there. And then I apply more heat to see if it crackled a little bit more, and it did. So now I'm measuring this board because I'm gonna go over to the computer and I'm gonna print out letters. Yes, I did not use vinyl. You're welcome. So I saw this on Heidi Sombel's page. I think it was on a Halloween video last year. And I was like, this is genius. So I'm using like a rounded bottom. I don't know. This was from like Dollar Tree. And I have my letters on top of a foam board. And I'm essentially tracing this out, applying pressure as I do so. And it's going to leave us the imprint of our letters. So, and I'll show you that as I get done with this one. You see the imprint? And then I start tracing the O because I like to work harder, even though I'm not gonna even use the O, okay? So y'all, this didn't work out for me, but I wanted to show you because I think this would be, it's genius, but I think my razor blade is just toe up, okay? Because it was not working for me at all. It kept snagging the foam board, and I just could not get like nice cuts with this at all. So we scrapped that, but I wanted to show you because it is a great idea. So then I went back to my printer, printed these out in like a nice tan color, and then I'm just gonna cut all of those out again. I cut the O out and take my time doing that, even though I'm not going to use it. Oh, your girl's a hot mess, as usual. So let's cut all that out. Let's cut it out. Okay, so I decided to use spray adhesive, you guys. I don't really know what my thought process was behind this, but I did. So you can't really see it, but I am using a ruler on the bottom to keep a straight line with these letters. Now, a couple things. First, the ink on this was smearing. And secondly, it sucked because there was pieces that, like, see how I have to respray, that weren't sticking, and then it kept bubbling up. I just use Mod Podge next time, okay? Just use Mod Podge, you guys. I make the mistakes, so you don't have to. And then, but I wonder with Mod Podge if it would smear the, I don't know. Okay, so let's move on here. So let that dry, okay? Now we're taking this garland. I just hauled this like, I don't know, a week or two ago, and I knew there was a reason I grabbed this green one. So you guys, just so you know, these actually, like, it looks like it comes in one strand, but it actually comes in 3. They're just like already intertwined for you, but you can actually break these apart, which I had no idea about. So I was super excited to see that. And so I'm taking one of the strands and I'm just kind of twining it, looping it together. I don't know. And then I take a second one because I want it just a little thicker so you could really see like the green little beads. And then you guys, this is when I realized that the adhesive turned some of my lettering like green, like it almost like bleached it. So I sprayed more adhesive on top of it to try and even it out. Good thing this is meant to look old, right? Okay, so with our garland, all I'm doing is hot gluing that down. I just found like a thick part of the garland, glued her down. She's all right, you guys. She's coming out. She's looking good. And then we're attaching, this is just Dollar Tree twine. And then I think I want a bow on it. So that's why I start this. And then I'm like, no, that does not look good whatsoever. So we are just going to turn this around and we are going to tie that bow in the back. And what's nice, you guys, this is reversible. So you can use this sign and then we can turn it around. So this could be fall. This could be every day. This could be anything you want it to, but gorge. Okay, this is our last DIY, and it's my favorite for some reason. Don't know. So I got these, and I've had them for quite a while, and didn't realize you can scrape off the inside of them. I think I saw that on a Dollar Tree group, and I was like, oh my gosh, finally. So you guys, the scraper that I'm using at Dollar Tree, it's a pack of 4, and it's the scrapers that like you can unclip it and then turn your razor blade around and like store it in there for, you know, safety, and it works amazing. So go to your Dollar Tree and pick them up. They come in a 4-pack, y'all. So I'm just scraping this off. I did scrape a lot of it off beforehand because it does take a little bit of time. Then we're going to knock that out. We're going to clean up our little shadow box over here. And what am I going to do next? I don't know. And okay, let's clean her up. Let's finish that. Okay, so you guys, take that tissue paper again. Now I used the white part of this tissue paper, or the backing, because that cardboard had like the hanger on the back and I didn't know if you were going to see through that. I also could have just painted that white, but your girl didn't do that. So I'm just using the white paper, no harm, no foul. And putting Mod Podge. This is just from the Dollar Tree. I like the squeezable one for like convenience to have at my craft table. Now I'm gonna lay my tissue paper on top of there. Now this is 2 layers, and I wanted the 2 layers so that we can have like a darker green on there. And I'm laying a light Mod Podge on there, rubbing that down, and then I am Mod Podging just the sides, just because I want to keep it down. I don't like rub it on the entire surface of this piece of paper. So we're going to let that dry. Then we're going to tape off our little shadow box over here with some painter's tape. And then I'm going to use my handy dandy little scraper too to help me cut the excess tape off. Now we're going to go back in with celery, but of course, do you guys see this theme? Do you? Okay. Let me know. What do you guys, do you think this is more fall or everyday, or I don't know. I guess it's more everyday. I think I'm just thinking fall because I made the pumpkin, of course, and then the pumpkins were in the flowers of the vase. So yeah, probably more everyday. What do y'all think? And what's your favorite one? Because this one's my favorite. I love it. Okay. So I painted celery. I do give this 2 coats of the celery paint. Now, keep in mind, which I didn't even think about when I was painting it, but this side right here, if you don't want that black showing, make sure you paint it. I didn't even think about it until like it was completely done. And then I was like, oh crap, I didn't paint that. But I like it because, you know, it's a shadow box. So I actually liked the black as it was, but make sure you paint that if you're not down with the black, okay? So then we're just hot gluing this back on. Now this is my Big Daddy Sherwander, okay? I love it. I finally had to upgrade from my old one that I've had for like 5 years. And we're gonna stick that down. All right, guys, so I had no idea where I was going with this. I just get like these little perks of inspiration and I'm like, let's go for it. So I tried this because I was like, I want it to look like rustic, simple, I don't know, like, and then I tried that. Nah. So then I found these. These are from Hobby Lobby, you guys. They are flat on one side and they come in like this strand on like a strip of felt, and they were like so cheap. I think it was like $4.99 and there's tons of them. But you do have to go through them and you do need to find ones that are more flat so they fit in your shadow box. So super easy, just glued them on, easy peasy lemon squeezy, and there we go. I just attach it. You could take the stickers off if you want, but I did not do that, obviously. Okay, look at how stunning that is. I don't know why this is my favorite one. I just think it's so simple and beautiful. So here is our home sign. Look at all that crackle. And do you see the green? So that's where the glue stained it, but it's fine. It goes with the green theme, obviously, so it all worked out. Oh, I love, love, love everything in this video. And then our vintage pumpkin, not your grandma's pumpkin. This is a vintage up-to-date pumpkin. I keep on saying it, but like I just love the simplicity of everything that was made in this video. Like it looks high end. It looks like it took a bunch of time, but it didn't. Like, hello, you're my favorite. I adore you. You can stay. And here's those coasters. Look at the wood grain that you can see popping through that. Now, you know, if you were at a store, these would be like $12 or $15 or something like that and come in a pretty box. I love them. And then there is our pumpkin. The floral arrangement, you guys, is from Walmart, and I think it was like $4.97 or something ridiculous. And the flowers and the pumpkins are beautiful in tank.
Say hi to everyone because they love you so much, honey. Oh, dear Momo.
All right, you guys, our first DIY is going to be this adorable, I don't know if you're going to guess it, reversible toilet organizer. I have been making these and they can range anywhere from $20 to $30, and I made this for about $2. So I found this box at a garage sale. It was $1. It looks like it may have been, I don't know, a bread box or something at one point. I have no idea. It looks like it's missing like a lid. So I knew we could turn this into something. So first we're going to clean it because we don't know where it's been, you know what I'm saying? So get that Lysol wipe if you have any and clean that up because it was dirty. And this box was so awesome. It looked like it was handmade. It was stunning. So we are going to be using some stencils. I designed these on my Cameo. I am using 651 permanent vinyl. If you guys are interested in these, please just drop a comment down below and I will link them to my Etsy shop for you. I will also put the size of this box, of my decals, all of that stuff. So I'm placing my decal on one side of it. And then we're going to go ahead and peel that back. As I've mentioned before, you guys, this transfer paper is awesome. Got it on Amazon. Okay, that vinyl is on. Now we're reversing it. And we are going to be using this round plaque. I got these at Walmart. You can also find like random ones at Dollar Tree, anywhere, you guys. So I'm cutting this in half because we have that circle in the middle. And I'm going to be placing it on the left side and the right side. And I'm keeping that circle in the middle just so I can keep reference as to where to place my vinyl on this board. Now, if you don't have one of these exactly, you guys, just go to your local thrift store, garage sales, because they have tons of like boxes that are for decorative purposes, like you would fill with flowers, like planters. That's what I'm thinking of, planters. That would work perfectly with this. You could also stack a bunch of horizontal rectangle boxes from the Dollar Tree onto each other and make it like a shiplap looking one. That would be super cute as well. And then over our vinyl, we're going to put some white linen chalk paint from Rust-Oleum. I'm just using a chippy brush and I just do one coat, just making sure to cover all of the vinyl with the chalk paint because obviously we want our letters to show through. And I get like the sides and everything, but I leave the middle the wood color. I think it's awesome. I think it adds dimension, and if you guys watch any of my wood sign videos, you know I love to show as much wood as possible. So now we're just weeding out our stencil. It came off super easy, and I absolutely love that stain color with this white. It's just super chic. It screams a farmhouse. I will also link the fonts for these down below, you guys. All right, so there she is. Now I'm using this transfer. This is from Dollar Tree, and these transfers are so easy to use. I tried this with acrylic white chalk paint. For some reason, it would not stick, so I tried it with, I don't know. I had tried one before. Luckily, I had 2 packs of these on hand, and it would not stick for the life of me. So then I got acrylic white paint and lightly brushed it on, let that dry, and then transferred this on. So now that all that's done, I want to distress this, and I want to smooth out all of those ridges from the chippy brush. So I'm taking 220 grit sandpaper, so it's a really smooth sandpaper. And I'm getting all of the corners and edges first, and then I'm going over my lettering. And this will just smooth it out. It'll give it a little bit more cleaner, rustic look. Does that make sense? Probably not. And then we're going to clean this off, and since it's going in the bathroom, obviously we want to spray it down. This is a clear matte spray from Rust-Oleum. And now, you guys, all we have to do is put on our little round to cover the that little oval that was on our board. And I cannot wait for you guys to see a close-up of this at the end. It is gorgeous. Look at how cute that is, you guys. All right, DIY number 2. Look at how gorga that is, okay? So these are all the supplies we're going to be using. We have So this cabinet door a girlfriend gave to me for free. And you guys, these cabinet doors are heavy. And it was like a shiny white. I know I did not want it shiny, which it ended up being shiny anyways. So I take it outside and I sprayed it with a matte white chalk paint. And then I am spraying Blessed. I did have to sand this down like a lot. It was toe up, but I didn't record that. So sprayed this with blue, let everything dry. And then I'm taking these Pioneer Woman napkins that I got on clearance at Walmart. I grabbed 2 packs of them. They were gorgeous. There's these and there's another one, but I chose to go with these. And I've had them sitting down in my basement and I've been waiting to feel inspired to use these, and this is definitely the board. Look at how cute her napkins are. It has the little recipe in it and everything. I love it. So I'm just sizing this up on the cabinet door to figure out like placement, where I want it, if I want it to be sporadic or just on the corners. And then if you watched my calendar one, I'm doing this exactly like the calendar. I am cutting every little piece of the white out. If you don't get all the white, it's perfectly fine because the backdrop is white anyways, so it won't be a huge deal if there is white left on it. You could even leave the polka dots on it if you want. That all depends on you. And you guys, you could do these with any napkins. You can go to Habitat for Humanity for cabinet doors. They have tons of them. Look on Facebook Marketplace, or you can just do this with like a wood blank. So you could go to like Hobby Lobby and get a wood piece. If you have wood in your garage, you can do this. It is so much fun to Mod Podge. Everybody's been correcting me on how I say it. On napkins and projects like coasters. You guys know I like coasters. Okay, so did I forget to cut that part? Okay, now I'm all, hello, there's a big white chunk missing, girlfriend. So I do clean this up, and then I don't usually get worried about taking the 2-ply off, like that extra layer that's on the napkin, but this one was already coming off anyways. So I went ahead and just took it off. Make sure you go slowly, especially if you have like those little leaves or like a lot of details, because it could potentially rip them off. So just go super slow, take your time. All right, there we go. So that side is off, and we are getting Mod Podge, which I have the matte version here. And I'm going to, wherever I went, I don't know, sorry, oh, there we go, there I am. So, Mod Podge. And I'm going to put it on the cabinet door, and then I just put a little on the napkin, but then it was kind of having some weight to it, and I was like, ooh. Oh, and don't do that on your cabinet door, because it left like a texture. Ugh, frustrating. Okay, so now that is sticking. Oh, leaf. Oh, get on there. And then we are just going to take that Mod Podge and the brush again. These brushes I got from Walmart. Love them. And we are just going to put this directly on top of this napkin. Now, especially with this napkin in particular, since it had like the white on the flowers and a little white in the background, there were some instances where it kind of ripped just a little, but it didn't really matter because it just looked like a part of the flower. So you'll see, I think in the next one, on the next side, I think I show you the next side, that I do rip it a little, but it looks totally fine after. So now that I know that I love that side, I'm definitely going to do the other corner. And do you see right there on, like right there, I rip it. But it almost just looks like it's a part of the flower. So not even tripping over here, you know what I'm saying? So go ahead. And then I wanted it all obviously the same, clear or matte. So I went and I took my brush and I put the Mod Podge all over it. But one, it left a texture right where like I had put that Mod Podge on the napkin directly. Then it left like so much texture even like around. I don't know. It was really weird. I was so sad that that happened, but it is what it is, you know? Just go with the flow. And there's Hank wanting to bug mom as usual. Okay. So you guys, the texture, it was driving me nuts. So I was like, maybe I could hide it a little by adding some polka dots. So this is a dauber. I got the set from Hobby Lobby. When you use this dauber, make sure you completely cover the dauber with paint and then do some little dots to the side on a piece of paper, get the excess off. These things work so great and I love them. And what's so funny is this matched exactly to the napkin, which I will show you at the end. It is so funny. But did you see all that texture? Driving me nuts. So right here, I'm adding D-rings, D-hooks, whatever you want to call them. I could have used like, I guess like those holes and stuff, but since they're round, I don't know. I didn't think about it until after I was editing my video and I'm like, I guess you could have just used those holes to hang it, but you know, let's do some more work. Okay, so right here, you guys, I'm going to use E6000 for this and hot glue. Now, the reason I keep on like lifting it up and putting it on the cabinet door for reference is because there's pieces that are hanging over, you know, that little ridge that like dips down. And I don't want the hot glue or the E6000 dripping down onto that. So I'm just trying to get the spots that are going to hit the cabinet door, if that makes sense. So that way I don't have any like dripping or hot glue or E6000 showing. So now we're going to put that on and that's it, you guys. And she is so pretty. Now look at this. It's so funny. Like the color matches exactly to the napkin, which of course I got inspired to do the polka dots because of the napkin. Look at how pretty that looks. Do you think anybody would know that like that was made with a free cabinet door and napkins? Don't think so. The Blessed, you guys, I got at Michael's like 2 years ago and found it under a table the other day. So look at this. How funny is that? Like exact color. Mind blown. Dun, da, da, da. You guys, I finally made it. I made the tier trade. I know you probably have seen this a million times, but you guys have heard me say a lot that I needed to make these. You're welcome for my goofiness. So I got these at the Dollar Tree. I'm just going to call them a vase because I don't know if it's like a certain vase. And then for my tier trade, I'm going to use the pizza pan holder and then those stovetop covers as well. I got actually like the pie pans to use too, but I don't know. I didn't like that I would have to stuff things inside the pan. Does that make sense? I don't know. Okay, so I'm coming in with some linen white Rust-Oleum chalk paint. And right here, I'm just going in a circle. No rhyme or reason. Just trying to coat this. Give it at least one coat. And I'm going to do that with all of them. Now, I know this is white, but look at the difference. Like, that was stark white, glossy. Definitely did not want it, like, super glossy like that. So that is why I decided to cover the white on those stove toppers. So, you guys, this is the second coat, and I just wanted to show you. Now I'm just going horizontally. I'm not going in circles, going horizontally, using a chippy brush because it will add texture. You'll see like the brush strokes, see that? And I wanted that because when I go back in with my antique wax right here, I'm gonna dab it in the lid, dab it on the side so I get the excess off. And then I'm going the same way as my brush strokes. And I wish you could really see the texture that this gave it and how cool it looked with the strokes. Whatever, you guys. It's Monday. I'm a hot mess. Okay. So I don't realize until like later that you can't see what I'm doing with my brush up top. So I do show you that right now. I put a little bit on it. Then I dab, and then I'll go back into the paint I dabbed on my little pee-pee pad. That's what these are, you guys. Okay, they work. All right, so there we go. That is done. Then I go ahead and if y'all have used the pizza pan things and chalk paint, you know that they chip so fast. Let me know down below what is like your hacks. What are your hacks for not having the paint chip? Because I've used spray clear before and it still chips so bad. So I have this polyacrylic water-based clear that I use on my wood. So I was like, you know what, I'm going to use this. That way it'll be durable, because obviously you're putting things on and off it and you're probably moving it around and all that stuff. You could also probably use Mod Podge too if polyacrylic isn't something that you just have lying around. But I definitely knew I wanted to protect it from a bunch of chipping, which it wouldn't even be bad if it chipped. It would just make it look more rustic and farmhouse, because that's the rage. That's the rage right now. Okay. I feel like farmhouse is like, you know, not like clean and finished and stuff like that. So basically I'm going to call my house a farmhouse for sure. Okay. So anyways, you guys, I did like, this is jute, and my dear subscriber and friend Mickey sent me a box, if you guys did not see that live, full of amazing goodies, and this jute rope was in there, and I've actually never used this kind before, and I'm obsessed with it. I've used the stuff from Dollar Tree, from the hardware store, but this was like the perfect like texture and size for this project. So don't mind me trying to figure out how to open this thing up, which I guess I wanted to show you guys. So you guys, at the ends, they fray a little bit. And even when you cut them, well, obviously when you cut, oh gosh, jeez, I need to stop talking. Okay, you guys, just go ahead and watch. I'll be silent. Just kidding. Okay, so I put hot glue at the end, and then I kind of just twist it up so that I know that there won't be fraying happening. And then I am going to start underneath like the lip of this little tray stovetop thingamajigger, and I'm going to go around it all the way, and then I'm going to do this twice. And this jute rope was like perfect size to wrap it around twice. Now when you get to that seam, you guys, make sure you put hot glue right at your seam, press it down so that it looks flawless and it doesn't look like there's like a break in your seam. So I am putting hot glue on, I don't know, like every like few inches or so, especially the bottom strands, because you don't want that going anywhere. You know what I'm saying? So keep on going. Probably should have used my smaller Surebonder glue gun for this, but you know what? It was already plugged in. Your girl be lazy. So let's follow that around. Don't worry, I don't make you watch me do this for like the other two. Imagine, oh my gosh, torture. Know what my punishment is for my kids. I'll be like, watch mom do this over and over and over again. Okay, so I do this obviously with all of them. Look at how cute that looks. Look at the perfect size. Okay, so for the pizza pan, I am going to do it on top. I tried maybe just placing it kind of on the side and maybe gluing it, but that didn't look right. So I am going to start from the inside and then work my way out on the lip of this pizza pan. And for this one, I'm using a lot more hot glue. I'm not doing like the every 3 inches. I am doing it all over. If you guys, sorry, took a drink of my energy. If you don't have those finger protectors, grab them at Dollar Tree. They are awesome. I love them. And they come 3 in a pack. That's what's up. Mama loves a deal. All right. Oh, and the shirt I'm wearing too, you guys, is Dollar Tree. And I wish I would have stocked up because it is so comfortable. I will wear these with like jean shorts and then tie a knot in the front, and they are so comfortable. I wish I would have bought more. I just found this and I was like, oh, this is a super cute color. Got it and then washed it and I was like, oh my gosh, this is amazing. You have to, I don't know if y'all knew, but like for Dollar Tree, the t-shirts and stuff that are there, you just gotta make sure they'll have like a piece of tape or something on them to show like where the defects may be, or you know, whatever. But nobody's that close to me except my husband and my kids, and they don't care if I got a stain or a rip or anything. Can you tell I'm a mom? Oh my gosh, would I have said that 10 years ago? No way. Okay, so we're finishing this off. Make sure that you end where you began, okay? All right. And then we are going to move on to, I am so stoked I finally made one of these, you guys. So excited. You know what? That would be cute just as a sign. Maybe later, girl. Okay. All right. Let's put these together now. So I think I've told you guys, the first time I've ever done one of these was a lemon plate, like tier tray. And let me tell you, it was severely crooked. Okay. So you guys, I had already found the center point by doing like the X shape, and I did not videotape that because seriously, I am horrible with measurements, with numbers. Math is not my thing. And I don't even know if you need math. Just, it's not my thing, okay? And it took me forever. I had to even call my husband down. Don't make fun of me, okay? There's just some things I can't do. I could craft. I could definitely do that. I could pour a great glass of wine too. Okay, so now I'm applying E6000 to this and I'm doing hot glue. Do not like freak out if it gets on the side or the inside, because you know what? It will not show after we are done. Now remember, I'm using hot glue because I want that immediate hold. If you just use that E6000, it's jelly-like and it will keep moving. So you wouldn't be able to touch it for like 24 hours until it dried. So that is why I also apply the hot glue to this. Now, again, I'm measuring just like I did the top, measuring all my sides, making sure it's even. Then I'm marking it off with the pencil. The pencil mark is not going to show, so don't worry about that later. Again, dousing this with some E6000 and some hot glue, and then we are going to apply that right on. Now, you guys, I've seen this done with the candlestick holders, and I do have those, but I don't know. It looked like too fancy for me. I wanted it to be like a little bit more rustic, more neutral. I don't know where I was going with this. So here I am. Obviously, here I am right there. And we are going to wrap this around. Now, as you get around the curves, you're going to have to apply a little bit more hot glue to this because then it starts moving a little bit more. So just be conscious of that if you are going to use this vase bottle or anything with curves, really. And then I have to stop and eat. Well, that was tea. And then she's going to bring me a plate of vegetables. Now I know how it feels, right? So as I'm like going down, I'm like hunching further and further and further down because I can't see what I'm doing. And I tried putting it upside down, but it was just even harder. So as I'm going to the top, I'm hot gluing a little bit more because, again, it's like moving with the curves of the base. And then I'm going to hot glue it off, cut my rope off, and it fit perfectly. Like you don't even see it. And you guys, even if this was a tier, like 2-tier tray, look at how cute that would look on its own. Look at how cute that is by itself, nothing else. Like this would even be cute by like a nightstand or something for your like your rings, earrings, your phone, whatever. Okay. Now we're going to start again measuring all sides. And I chose to do it this way because I felt like it would be easier to maneuver the smaller pieces of this tray versus starting with the big tray first and having to like flip it and manipulate it. So that is why I chose to do the smaller trays first and build my way up to the big pizza pan. So again, measuring, I think this one was like 5 inches on each side or something like that. And then, so I didn't even think about it, you guys, but I should have paid attention to where like my seams were on my jute rope so that they could all face the same side. Because if you're, you know, if you're particular about that, which I am not, then you would want them facing the back, but it doesn't look bad at all. Okay, look at, super cute. Give me a thumbs up if you guys already have a tiered tray. No, give me a thumbs up if you've already made a tiered tray. Okay, you guys, this is the final look. I know if you guys hung out with me to watch this, I know it's been done like a million times, but I do not have one. And I was so excited to finally get one. And this was my first time decorating it, so cut me some slack. I was like, what do you put on these things? It's like for tiny people. So I have to find some cute things to put on there. All right, you guys, I, as usual, appreciate you hanging out with me for watching these videos. Make sure you give this a thumbs up and subscribe because it really helps support my channel. And I was so excited to do this video and make these creations. I am somebody that like has to sit down and it just comes to me. I don't know if y'all are that way. If you are, comment down below. But I hope you guys get inspired by these and they make you want to go and create something. So with that said, you guys have a great week. And as usual, I will be back here on Wednesday and I will be back on Friday. See you later. Bye.